What's going on, y'all? JT here with an unboxing of the Redcat Kaiju. This is kind of one of the highest so far anticipating monster trucks of 2020. So I picked this up from Tiny Adventures RC. When I ordered this earlier this week, they only had I think 2 or 3 more in stock. And then of course, they'll be getting some more later on. So if you guys want, I'll put a link in the description and you guys can go over there and check them out. If you haven't, go ahead and check them out because they do have a lot of unique things there as well. So you guys know that this is what Redcat is claiming to be 8 scale. I think it's going to be smaller than 8 scale though. But we'll check this out and do some size comparisons a little bit later on. It comes with the Hobby Wing system, a 2100 kV motor, 150 amp speed controller as well, and of course adjustable wheelie bar and stuff. And then they also state on here some things I didn't know is that it comes with CVAs as well, CVA axles and stuff. I don't know if it's front and rear or just for the front, but when we open this thing up, we'll take a look. And of course it comes with adjustable aluminum body shocks and stuff, and we'll look at that. So Redcat did a good job on the box. They're getting a lot better with a lot of their stuff over the years. You guys know I've had a couple of their cars before, so it's going to be really interesting to get this out and get this running. So give me just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and crack this box open real quick. And y'all know before I take it out, y'all know I got to do it. You got to love the smell of a new RC car. So anyway, let me go ahead and get this out real quick. All right, so getting this out, it is a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. It's about, I'd say it's a little bit smaller than the 6S Outcast, but it's probably going to be around the scale size of the 4S Outcast. But we'll get that out and we'll do some size comparisons and stuff like that later on. So real quick, looking at some of the goodies they give you here. Of course, they give you a bag full of goodies. They give you a wrench for the tires and wheels, some Allen keys in there, and they give you stickers. I love getting stickers. So, and since Redcat's adjusted or changed their logo and stuff as well, which is good. And then they also give you over here a radio, and with the radio, it's a 2.4 gigahertz. I actually like this radio, this RCR-2EC, and say that 3 times fast. So it comes with some of your basic trims and stuff in it as well. But I've never had any issues with this radio, reception wise and response time. And it does come with some of your basic trims and stuff with it as well. So that's good. So back to the meat of this is going to be the truck. So it does sit a little bit higher, than I thought it would. It's not a bad thing, but it does sit a little bit higher than I thought it would. And I'm going to pull this off real quick. And this blue actually, it's like a purplish blue almost. That's what it looks like. It's just more of a darkish blue, but it looks kind of like it's got a little purple or something mixed in there up close, but I am kind of looking at it not completely in light. So how about we, shine some light on there? There we go. All right. So take a close look at that. So real quick, looking at the suspension setup, that's actually really good. So they got that set up good, and man, I love the smell of these tires. So anyway, speaking of tires and stuff, I love the way Redcat has, you guys see how they have Redcat on the inside of that wheel. That's actually pretty cool. And that's going to look pretty cool as it runs to see that spinning and just kind of turn into a white bar as you drive and run that as well. Tires and stuff, the compound is pretty good. So I know these kind of look like, people say these kind of resemble the Badlands and stuff in a way, which they kind of do. So that's a good tread pattern for this. And you guys can see up close what that tread pattern kind of looks like there for that. So that's pretty good, with that. And the detail and stuff of the body is good as well. They did a good job on this design. I'll say this when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know. The body was like, you had to kind of just 50-50 see, but now that I see it up close, it does look better in person. So I know a lot of times I say this 1,000,001 times and cars look better in person, but I was like, I don't know, but this one actually does. They did a good job on this. I was kind of skeptical on the body of it because it didn't look so much truckish, but it actually does look more of a truckish, if that's the word we can use for this up close. So real quick, this also has working LED lights front and rear. It's got a pretty stable bumper on the front, and it also has a wheelie bar on the rear, which is adjustable, which is good, but I'm still kind of looking at the detail of this as well. So as far as body pins go, they kind of replicated what Arma has done, where they actually have these rubber, I don't know what we want to call these. My mind's going kind of blank right here. These rubber fasteners in here to keep, you guys can see that there, so you wouldn't lose your body pins, which is good. So I know that Arma does have to take credit for that because they were the first ones to start doing something like that, and then other manufacturers kind of just replicated it, which, you know, it's fine. Like I said, that is fine. You won't lose your body pin. So that's a good thing. They're not worried about, they're not trying to do a clipless body, because sometimes those can be bad in some ways, because when your car flips a lot, your body just goes the other direction. So anyway, let me get this body off real quick and let's take a look at the inside of this. All right, body clips off and cool. So they do give you a dust protector or dust cover in it. So that's cool. I like it that they're doing this. So a lot of people are saying this is nothing but the same as the Associated truck, the rival MT10, which I'll do some comparisons with that. The layout looks similar to it, but there are some differences with it as well, as far as like the shock tower and stuff like that. But we'll get into that a little bit later on, because there's $100 difference between this and the Associated truck. And then of course, also other trucks as well. I'm losing my tongue there a little bit, but they did a good job of this layout here. And it looks to be pretty beefy from what they've put together with this. So this does come with Dean's connectors, as you guys see on there. It does, or can use, 2 LiPos if you want. So this is a 4 or 6S truck. I think 6S is going to be crazy with this, but we'll see. We'll see how that kind of rolls out with the 6S. So, and looking at these shocks, these are big, beefy shocks. I like the way these shocks are. And they are aluminum body threaded, but it does have a plastic cap on there. But I don't really see any problems with this cap coming off there with that. So that's going to be a good thing. And as far as the body post as well, they are adjustable. You guys see there in the front, and then also in the rear, which is good, because that means you can put different bodies on there as well. And I love it when manufacturers do that, put adjustable body posts on there, because sometimes you want to put different bodies on there and you got to buy extra posts and stuff to fit that. So as far as adjustability there, you guys see adjustable turnbuckles and stuff for that, which is good. You guys can change the toe in and stuff. And they did what I thought they were going to do, which is not a bad thing. So the A-arms for the front and rear look to be somewhat the same. Yeah, they seem to be somewhat the same. So we'll take a close look at that in just a minute. And there's the motor there with that. And of course, that's the speed controller as well. So this is all Hobbywing. So it should perform pretty well. I don't expect it to perform any less than anything else I've seen with this. So looking at real quick the underside of this, they did a pretty good job with that too. It does have a high center of gravity. So it's not an LCG or low center of gravity chassis, but I think this will be fine, because you do have, I think, some adjustability on the shocks. We'll look at that in just a minute. It does have aluminum hinge pins. You guys can see those up in there. Take a look at this from the front and look at those CVAs. Those are beefy. Can't really tell too much, probably from looking at it here, but those are beefy. Those are, I don't expect those to be breaking. Those are front and rear. And then looking at the inside there, just taking a quick look at that. So this looks to be pretty beefy here. So they did add these shock guards also in the front as well, which these are kind of similar to what Traxxas kind of puts on their Stampede 4x4. It does give it that kind of mean look there. And you do have some adjustability to lower the truck down. Let's see if we have more than one hole. No, we just got one. So you got adjustability to lower the truck just a little bit, of course, by unscrewing this and putting this there, and it'll lower the truck down just a little bit. But we'll play with that after we get our first run of this truck in as well. So looking at the way these lights and stuff are set up, here is, of course, the I'm losing my tongue, my words and stuff here. So here's the wire and stuff for the light, and they do have that tucked in there pretty well, and it's actually pretty thick. So you guys don't have to worry about a little thin wire and jumping and it's snagging and just getting pulled out. So I can't remember right off the bat what the servo is, but I think it's a 25, I think it's a 25 kg servo. I'm not sure. I have to look again. I have to look at some of the speeds and specs on it. But of course, when we run it, we'll see how this servo performs. I know Redcat's been stepping their game up with their electronics, and this is no exception. So I'm pretty glad that they're doing this with this system. And then also with that servo trying to pull up in there, I see a big number 2 and 5. Y'all see that up in there? So, and it is waterproof and it does say digital. So cool. So this is a digital servo. So it should be fine. I've seen a couple of videos thus far, and the truck is fast. I mean, it's fast on 4S. So taking a quick look, you guys see the wheelie bar there. And it is adjustable, but you do have to unscrew it to adjust that, to get this wheelie bar to sit a little bit, to move it up forward or move it back to sit a little bit lower. So you do have to have a wrench or something. You can't just clip it or anything to unadjust that. And I'm just tripping off of these shocks. I'm not used to Redcat cars having these big, thick shocks on there. And show you guys real quick how they have these shock towers set up. So you guys see that there's screws in there on each side for that. So these are just bolted onto this chassis for the front and then also for the rear as well, which is good. So this looks to be good, solid, and beefy. And it's 4S and 6S capable. I wonder if it can actually run on 3S as well, because some people may want to get this for a kid and kind of tame it just a little bit. But I'll look at some of the specs on it. You probably should be able to run 3S on it. It's going to be a little bit slower, of course, but then, of course, we'll get this out on Super Speed Saturday and do some test runs of this to see what kind of speeds we get out this bad boy. So anyway, guys, that is a close look at this, a quick unboxing and stuff of this. I'm going to get a running video up as soon as I can, get some time to get this out and get this bad boy running. And like I said, you guys can check out Tiny Adventures RC. I've talked to them once or twice before on the phone when I ordered this, and then also got one of the Team Corrali cars and stuff as well. And they've been pretty cool, and they actually got a lot of stuff in stock, and he's actually working on his website and getting more stuff out there as well. So if you don't see it on his site, just give them a call, because they're pretty friendly, of course, and they've got a lot of stuff and a lot of stuff they haven't put on their site yet. So I'll put a link in the description to the site if you want to check them out. Like I said, they only have about, I think, 2 or 3 of these left. When I ordered one, I think they had 3 more left. So they may be down to 1 or 2 if you guys are looking at getting one of these. So anyway, guys, put your comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching.